All right, time to give y'all this review. Cause I have been, I've been slacking, I'm not gonna lie. But we here today, and I'm gonna give it to y'all right now. Oh, something a little different, as y'all can see. Something's a little different. A little different, as y'all can see. Got my hair twisted yesterday, man. How y'all like it? I personally like it. I love it, as a matter of fact. Y'all can let me know in the comments down below what y'all think of my new what y'all think of my new hair. Yeah. Okay, so today, I'm gonna finally hit y'all with this, part 1 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, aka Phantom Blood review. I've been finished part 1, to be honest. It's just, I had to, just say, you know what, just do the review already. Because I've just been caught up in trying to get other stuff. Y'all keep on requesting other stuff. So I'm saying, okay, let me do this, and that. Well, let me just do this, okay? Because I've been finished it. Let me just do this before I forget some stuff, okay? Now, this right here isn't going to be your typical, a lot of the other YouTubers reviews. I'm just basically going to sit here and just recollect as much as I can. And then, give my take on it and all that good stuff. So anyway, my, as a 1 out of 10 for the first part, 11 out of 10. This first part is so amazing. When I got into episode 5, I was like, they could have made a dope anime out of really the first 4 episodes. This is amazing. And I can see why y'all saying in the comments, this made me start watching other anime. Yes, I can see why, because you just be so into it. You just be so into it, man. It's crazy, man. It is crazy. And just learning about the characters, just seeing how JoJo came about with his dad and his dad and mom in an accident. The mother, JoJo's mom, unfortunately didn't make it through the accident. And then Dio's dad at the time was trying to take, all of JoJo's dad's stuff because they know that he was probably rich. So, but then when JoJo's dad came away, he was saying, oh my God, have you come to save me? Whereas we're like, nah, I did not. Matter of fact, I came to run you for your shit. Anyway, it's so that's where it starts off. JoJo's dad thought that he owed him because he thought he was trying to save him. And eventually JoJo grew older. That guy had a son. And Dio, which is who's known as Dio Brando. He was out for JoJo, man. He wanted, I really don't even think, because at the beginning he's saying how he wanted the whole JoJo heir. He wanted all their money and stuff. I don't even think it was that. I think he just wanted to mess with JoJo for real. He didn't want none of the money. I didn't really think he cared about the money that much as just ruining JoJo's life. Cause he came. Remember during the second episode, he flew out of the carriage, he flew out the carriage trying to be all cool and stuff. Man, I was like, I already knew this was gonna be trouble. He kicked his dog for nothing. I forget the dog's name. Was it Danny? Was Danny his dog's name? I forget. But yeah, he kicked his dog for no reason. He hit JoJo. He hit JoJo's and it wasn't anything it didn't help JoJo because his dad didn't even like the way he acted just at home. Cause you already know with this type of family you want to be raised. His dad wanted him to be raised to be proper and stuff. But he eat like Goku at dinner. He eats just like Goku at dinner. He be hungry. So and JoJo going out and as that whole boxing thing. He was just venturing out. He didn't want to stay tied down to what his father was trying to teach him all the time. But then Dio came along and messed up his entire life. And Dio came in, won over his father. He went to that little boxing thing. He scored up with JoJo. Not only did he punch him, he scored the first punch, but he threw a thumb in his eye. Yo, that was such a dirty move. He came in and just ruined JoJo's life. And then that's when Arena came along. And JoJo thought that, you know what? Dio might be a pain, but at least I got Arena. And Dio took that away from him. Stole, the kiss that they could have had between each other. But, he took it instead. And that was also during the first part when like we really started to understand that JoJo really got under Dio's skin. Like he was really, he not only did he didn't like JoJo, he was afraid of him at the same time. So, and after that, after JoJo found out, he straight stormed into the house and whooped Dio's ass. I'm talking like, you know, because Dio was getting on him the first time. You gotta admit, like, you know, at the first part, Dio was getting on him the first time. But then JoJo caught that last hit and started bow, 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 bow. He just started getting on him, boy. He started getting on him, and it was amazing. And he started crying too. I was like, what are you crying for? And after that, they had that big 7-year gap. They both got huge and swole. I'm like, they both became like stars at their school, and it seemed like they acted like best friends. Like all that past stuff didn't even happen. But they both had their own intentions. JoJo was looking after Dio because he couldn't forgive him for all the stuff he did, and then you already know Dio had an ultimate plot in his own to get, you know, to get whatever he could get out of JoJo and his family. And just seeing them, that whole 7-year time skip that's when I was like, in the next episode, I was saying like they could have really they could have just spread out those 7 years into a whole anime for real. And yeah, so I thought that part was like very interesting. The animation is like, I think it just like, that's what really caught my attention. The animation that they use, you know what I mean? Like it really caught my attention. It made me just want to keep on watching more. And so, like, you know, and I'm sorry, you know, like when I'm talking, I'm just going off on whole different stuff here. That's what I'm saying. It's not like it's not structured. You know what I mean? I'm not going off of like a script or anything that I made. I'm literally just speaking whatever comes to mind because I really like this show so far. Okay, anyway, after the 7-year skip, and I think that's when JoJo's dad started to become real sick, and JoJo became suspicious. So he ventured out to see what was going on because he felt like that Dio had something to do with it. Also, that was when JoJo was working on that stone mask, the one that reacted where like it reacted if blood got dropped on it. He was researching that, and yeah, like so he went. I forget where he went, but he went to like, I think he went to like a whole other country to find out what was happening to his dad and to find like a cure or something. And then he went into like this real grimy place. And that's where he met Speedwagon. And his crew. JoJo whooped on all of them. Like, you know, he wasn't scared of them. So Speedwagon, you know, saw like, you know, he saw that in JoJo that there was something special about him. So he was like, you know what? I'm gonna give him a chance. I'm gonna ride with him and see what he wants. You know, because he really took an interest in him. And so that's when JoJo discovered, like, you know, he was the one that told, you know, who told him about, like, you know, oh, was there like a what do they call, like an apothecary? Yeah, an apothecary, and like, which is basically like, you know, like the pharmacy at that time. So, you know, he saw, like, you know, he took JoJo to the guy. He saw like who sold Dio the special like poison that he was giving JoJo's dad. And when he came back, all hell broke loose. It was that classic scene where Dio went into the house. It was all dark, and all you saw was just a candle being lit. JoJo saying like, "I caught you red-handed, motherfucker." You know, did that, and then he whooped on Dio again for that. He whooped on Dio one more time, and it was so crazy. It was so crazy, and I know I'm probably skipping over a lot because, like, I don't know if that happened before or after. Before Dio discovered the power of that mask, because one of the guys in the slums got affected by that mask. The stone mask grabbed onto him, and then he turned into a whole, like, he turned into like a vampire. So, like, you know, Dio would have been killed if it wasn't for that sunrise, bro. He would have been dead. And then, oh wait, no, and I think that after that he came back to the house. And JoJo was there and all that stuff. And then that's when Speedwagon brought that guy who worked at the apothecary, who sold him that stuff, and, you know, and they thought they caught him red-handed, but, you know, but then he had one last trick up his sleeve, that stone mask. He took, like, didn't he take JoJo's dad blood? Yeah, because, like, he stabbed him, right? I'm really trying to piece this all together because, again, I finished it a while ago. So I'm just trying to, like, remember all the stuff. Either way, he got his blood, it put on the mask, it grabbed onto him, all like this, grabbed onto him. And that's when Dio became the monster that he was for the second half. And, you know, and it all went straight down from there. It all went straight down from there. But that was an epic fight that JoJo and Dio had in that house. The house was burning. JoJo was thinking real strategically, how can I defeat him? He has so much power. I've never seen this before. How can I defeat him? And he realized that the heat was hurting him. So he's like, if I can just get him, if I can just like make him burn more than his regenerative powers can heal him, then I got him. And I really thought he was dead after that. I really thought that Dio, like after JoJo did what he did, that Dio was dead. But then this guy comes along, the same guy who sold him that stuff, saves him. He saves him, and I'm blanking on his name. I looked it up before too, but I didn't forgot his name. But he pops up. He was really the entire problem for bringing Dio back, because if he didn't come through, Dio would have been dead. Like Dio would have been gone. But if that guy wouldn't have kept on saving him, then that show would have been a wrap already. And so yeah, then after that, yeah, JoJo was being healed up. That's when Arena came back as a grown-up, and they were living happily for a little bit. Then that's when Warren Zeppeli came along and said that this is not over. Dio is alive. He's gonna have a whole bunch of zombie lackeys at his side. He's gonna be coming for you and everybody that you love. So you're gonna have to learn this special martial arts that has to deal with breathing. You call that dang, what was that called? I don't know if hormone is like the energy or the name of the martial art, but that's what basically he had to use. He had to learn that fighting style. He had to learn how to control his breathing to access that energy, that basically the key of the show. That's key basically in their show, hormone. And and we meet Warren Zeppeli, how OP they started to make him look. We're dealing all of these monsters and them like training together and all this stuff and teaching them how to use hormone and all that stuff. So that was great. And learning Warren Zeppeli's story when he was training with the old master and finding out that he was the one who knew about the mask and it was trying to find the mask the entire time. And yeah, that was really cool. And they faced against those two strong dudes when Dio appeared back and Dio resurrected those strong dudes who were under like Queen Elizabeth's rule or something like that. They were strong warriors. He fought off against them. JoJo defeated the first guy. Like his soul was at rest. He didn't even beat him down. Like after the fight, his soul was at rest. He became a good guy again, and then went back up to heaven, I guess. And the second guy, his partner, he was a whole different story. He was so he was just so OP. Like JoJo would have been gone. Sorry. And then that little boy comes into play from that little town, and his sister is trying to talk to him, saying trying to say don't let nobody push you around and all that stuff. And he comes into their little group, and then let's see. Oh yeah, then they thought that they escaped the second guy, but he kept on following them. They went into this castle on the side of a wall or something. And that's where he had JoJo and him were chained up to these things that chain around his neck. It was like an old gladiator style fighting thing. He was in that. JoJo was about to die, but then Warren Zeppeli came in, and that's when we found out that Warren Zeppeli knew that he was gonna die that day because of the prophecy of his old master who taught him hormone. Told him the prophecy of how if he kept on going on this path of hormone and doing all this stuff that he gonna die like this, and he knew. I was like, oh my god, is Warren Zeppeli really gonna die here? And then after that, Warren Zeppeli tried to save him, he got split in half. It wasn't even with a sword or anything. That dude wrapped the little chain thing around his body and kept on pulling on it, and JoJo kept suffering at the same time, kept squeezing his body. He just split in half. I was like, oh, bro, that was so crazy. But then as it's his dying breath, that was a father-son moment. That was like a father-son moment between Zeppeli and JoJo, because at the last moment, Zeppeli gave JoJo the rest of his hormone. He became OP. He broke the chain off, defeated that dude, and it was so crazy. And seeing Zeppeli die like that was I wasn't close to tears, but I felt it in my heart though. I felt that in my heart. that was a whole crazy thing. Then they what's that like, and then even his old master appeared. Zebeli's master appeared, and his apprentices, they came through, and they decided to help them out. They went to where Dio was. That whole castle. They dealt with his lackeys, and then JoJo and Dio had their final belt, had their final fight, and that was amazing. Because Dio was just cheating, because he kept on freezing people's arms so the blood wasn't circulating, and so the hormone couldn't come through the arm and actually hurt him, because hormone was the only thing that could even hurt Dio. So he kept on freezing people's arms and limbs off and stuff, and and that was but JoJo was prepared. JoJo was smart. JoJo was real smart, because he kept on figuring out ways how to get around that, how to keep getting that hormone to him, and then that last hit, he knocked Dio off, and I thought that Dio was dead at that point too. I was like, yes, finally it's over. I'm with what and what Speedwagon was saying, it's finally over, but no, it was not, because Dio, as he was falling off of the castle, the hormone was about to spread to his head, and it was going to be over. He chops off his own head to stop the hormone from reaching him. Then this same dude, the apothecary dude, comes in and saves his head. He just takes his head, put it in one of those little preservation jars, and goes on. But JoJo was trying to have a good time with Arena. They was on a ship that they was enjoying their time together. But then JoJo discovered, wait, hold on, is that? And oh my God, didn't he realize that Dio was alive? Arena, stay right here. He went back there. He saw that dude, and people saw all the zombies were popping out. It was all crazy. That ship was under chaos. That's like a zombie version of Titanic. it was just so crazy. And just seeing Dio's head like that, saying he was gonna take JoJo's body, and use it as his own, and then JoJo had to make the ultimate sacrifice. He tried to stop Dio, but then it was I forget exactly what happened, but he cut off his, I think maybe he cut off his neck. I mean, no, he didn't cut off his head, but he cut his throat or something to where he couldn't even breathe. It was something like that. He couldn't breathe, so he couldn't produce hormone, and thought it was over. But then that dude's body got knocked off because that dude, I think he became a zombie too, or something like that. He knocked his off. His body was stuck in the little cranks that was running the ship, and so the pressure was building up, and the ship was going to explode. And after that, Arena tried to come through, and try to save JoJo. I was like, JoJo was nah, baby, it's over. This is it. I want you to live on for me, and live on for that little baby that's in the corner. There was a baby in the corner, I even forgot how the baby even got there. But there was a little baby, and Arena, and JoJo was you have to save that baby. And Arena was no, I want to be with you forever. I want to die by your side. He was like, no, listen, you need to take care of that baby right there, okay? And so Arena came over, got the baby, and and I don't know how Dio ended up, I think because his head was on on one of the beams of the ship or something, and then it fell down into JoJo's arms. And it was and I guess that was a brotherly moment that they tried to put in. It was saying well, I guess we're probably together after all these years, all this stuff. How did it end up like this? But it was and then you just see the ship explode. You see the ship is on fire, and then it just explodes. Arena is on this little rowboat with the baby, and then that's the end of the show. And I was like, dang, JoJo died, and I was like, well, at least Dio's taken care of. Or at least that I know of. Okay? Because I don't even know, man. Because Dio could still be alive. I don't know. And don't spoil it in the comments. Don't spoil it if Dio is still alive. I don't think he is, to be personal. Because he was just ahead and the ship exploded. So I'm and that dude who kept on saving him died. So there's no way to him to come back. But either way, if there is, don't spoil it in the comments. Don't spoil it. Anyway, that was basically my little overview of season 1. I think that it was amazing. It was definitely amazing. I'm gonna check out part 2. I wanted to make this video before I went on to part 2 because I didn't want I didn't want it to get jumbled up with with part 2. So yeah, so I'm glad that I made this video so that way I can continue it. And yeah, that's all I really got. And I hope y'all enjoyed this, even though I'm pretty sure it was jumbled up. Y'all probably don't even know what I was trying to say during this entire thing. But hey, if you still liked it, because it's JoJo related. Because I'm starting to feel like that this channel is starting to become it's like a JoJo Bizarre Adventure channel, because not only did the top 10 fights got got a whole bunch of views, and now all the opening reactions, that's still getting views to this day. So it's like that's what's bringing all the subscribers in, and I thank y'all for that, for watching and commenting and asking me to react to stuff, these anime openings. I'm gonna do and I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna make sure to put those out there. And yeah, I might just say every video, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Y'all do my heart well every single day. So with that being said, hope y'all liked it. If you did, make sure to thumbs up and comment down below what other videos y'all want me to do. And make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to make sure to keep these videos going. I'm out.
Is it 'cause a nigga cook like a professor?